totally rugged me. There we go. Almost, dude. Yeah, we'll hit the perfect fade next week. It's all good. What up with fam? It's Matthew, aka Nifty Time. Can y'all hear me? Okay. There we go. Thank you, Easy. Also, big shout out, Easy. In crypto, welcome back, brother. Glad to have you here. I can feel the energy, just like not amped up already now that you're here, man. Love to see it. Stoked to be back for the WIP. We have a very sweet WIP lined up for everyone today. Pun very much intended. We have the good folks at RareCandy who are hosting us in CryptoVoxels, and they're also going to be giving us an update today about what they're cooking up in the candy shop. We have Sir Jason Dukes in the house. He's going to be talking about the launch of his new project called DecentraFive, and what's going on with the show. Big plug, big shout out for him having me on the show and recording a future episode. So look out for that in the future. And we'll have Boot from the Lucid project, who will be following up and unpacking everything that amazing project is doing. So get ready to hear some sweet updates. Plus, we have some in-world tours, giveaways, and other things going on.
Notamment, qui est un peu mystérieux et qui s'appelle Nomic et qui nous a régalé.
There we go. Thank you, whoever whacked them. Anyway, we'll get into all the good details, but I'll let the Metaverse hype master himself, my dude Rizzle, take it from here and update folks on everything that they need to know.
Thank you, Joe. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Am I eating my mic this week, or am I like sounding out of the veggie drawer? How am I doing?
This is perfect. Just make sure you don't eat the mic heading forward.
All right. I get excited and lean in, and then I think it distorts, so 1/4 veggie. Okay, I'm glad to hear Jason Dukes is on the WIP, man. I think I unintentionally totally goes to Jason Dukes on the thing that you went on. So I owe him one of the things that you're doing with him, and I'm excited to hear what he's got cooking up. Let's see. Got a few things on the agenda. Matt and I recorded a really dope episode with Crypto Natrix last week. It aired yesterday, actually, and the link is out. It's live and everything. Y'all should check it out. Yeah, important episode, and really shed a lot of light on. Awesome. Thank you for the link. Shout out to the sex workers. Fascinating conversation with someone who really made a lot of excellent points about how they, as an industry, the sex worker industry is so far out in front of technology and early adopters to so many things that get brushed aside. So, it was a fascinating episode. Shout out to Crypto Natrix for, I think she said we were the first people that she's done a thing with. So appreciate that on her behalf. And I recorded an episode with Matt this week. It was the first solo episode that Matt and I have done in a very, very long time, because I got an Art Blocks project coming up that we're going to drop in a couple weeks or so with Sebi and Miguel Garest. So I'm going to try and time it with the drop-ish, but hopefully dropping that episode next week. And I'm really excited. So not trying to overshill my own project, but I'm excited. Honestly, a lot of it is very inspired by the stuff we've done at the WIP, and I'm excited to share it with you guys and show you guys what I've been cooking up for a very long time now, honestly. So let's see. We got awesome stuff coming up today. We got a tour coming up after the speaker lineup of this dope build that we're in right now. They're going to show us around. We're going to pull up with Carolina Duh, as is tradition. We'll take a group shot. I think Paradox is not able to make it today. He had some important stuff going on. So if Paradox is not here, we will make sure any fake Paradoxes in the house to take some sort of group shot with us all. Hop into CryptoVoxels if you've never been in there before. It is very simple and straightforward. The guest list is on the banner in there with the speaker lineup today, so you can just click on that. It'll take you to a Google form, and that is how you get stuff that we're giving away. I know RareCandy is giving out some of their currency, I believe, to a bunch of us. So make sure get the stuff. That's right, Matt. Get the stuff. Make sure you're paying attention. Sign the things. Do all the things. Shout out to all the crew who makes this happen every week. It takes a whole bunch of us to pull this thing off, and we all do it because we love it. So the Power Whip Girls, Sandy Meows, Carolina Duff, Foxy Yoga, and all the rest, Easy, Paradox Show, Timmy, Dragonate, Musashi, Con Wolf, the Stowaway, obviously Matt. I think that's everybody. And me. Con Wolf, the Stowaway, legendary. So with that, I think we've got RareCandy up speaking first. So is it Ross or who we got taking the mic for RareCandy today? Check your pulse.
Hey Rizal, thanks for the intro. Thanks for everyone being here, guys. This is definitely like the first time we see so many people in our parcel. This is just overwhelming. Like it's crazy. Some old names, some new guys. Like it's really nice to see everyone. I think most of our team is also here, but I'm gonna kind of take it from RareCandy. Not sure, like we are literally not prepared. Like every changes we did, even the posters and everything was like last moment. So I hope you guys understand that. And I'm not sure like how to, like what we should talk about. Like I don't know, like pitch, try to represent RareCandy or tell you guys what we're doing, or I don't know, like talk about the parcel, or I don't know.
How about like a bird's eye view of RareCandy in general, and then like afterwards when we do the tour, we can talk about the parcel.
Okay, sounds good. So RareCandy is kind of like a project we started in early 2020. Like a side projects, we used to like experiment with creating different sorts of NFTs, whether that's digital or physical. We kind of try to find new ways to use NFTs way beyond art. And we kind of launched this curated publishing house or kind of label. I don't know how to name it in the beginning. But we evolved since then. Now we have like not a lot of releases. We have 94, 95 NFTs, but most of them are like single edition stuff from different artists from different places of the world, like stuff we thought it's nice to put out there. And this year we are kind of focusing, we are creating a new platform where there will be like Web3 integration and everything. But besides that, we are also trying to focus a lot on fashion, wearables, both physical and digital, and also music this year. So now we are like, we started like two, three guys together from Greece, and now we are like a team of 10. All doing this out of passion, like nobody's getting paid. Like obviously we give some RareCandy tokens to every contributor. Anyone can contribute like however they want, however they like. And we're trying like to build like a next generation entertainment platform, and that involves next gen stands for, you know, NFTs, like all these tech integrations, VR, and entertainment stands for like everything that's fun and creative and you know, interesting to experience while on the web. That can be a music track, it can be a wearable, it can be like a just nice art tokenized, you know, or it can be a ticket to a specific event, or even stuff like the thing we're experiencing right now. Like this is something crazy, guys. So and so on.
Amazing. And then, well, I know we have some questions from the audience. Congratulations on making it under the 4-minute mark, so Samuel L. Jackson doesn't tell you to shut the F up or whatever. But show, man, hit them in with the questions from the audience.
Hey, man, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yep.
How's it going? How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm a little bit stressed, to be honest, which I didn't expect it, but it's really interesting. Like I was very, like this is the first time we host a WIP Meetup, but in general, like any sorts of like a meetup where it was more than the team or like our friends. So it's very exciting to us. Like we're in a rush, kind of like in a hyped vibe that something crazy is going on, you know, it's exciting for us.
That's cool. Speaking of exciting things, there's a quote in your recent Medium article, in Introduction to Fashion Tech, where you say RareCandy is offering AR try-on capabilities to wearables as another example of how the digitalization of processes can uplift fashion. In fact, several fashion brands and studios have been exploring how augmented reality can elevate the customer experience, as people will be able to digitally try on a piece of clothing before actually purchasing it.
I'm not sure like if this is correct. Like we haven't done something like this at RareCandy because I think the article kind of goes through. I haven't written this. Like Rare Andro was the author. Maybe he's in Discord. He can take this one. But the article was mostly to kind of nutshell what RareCandy does in fashion, but what's happening in the fashion industry in general and why the fashion industry changes. And where do new fashion trends are being born? You know, in the Corona era, like in the digitalization era, like what kind of outfits people want to see on each other, or like not just as avatar skins, but also like as filters in Instagram, or just most of the celebrities asked, they said that, they buy clothes nowadays basically to take pictures and upload them on Instagram and not to go to a real club or something. So there are many brands that are leveraging this already, like AR technology. Some of them are NFTs, like Ouroboros, a brand from UK that does that. But unfortunately, we are at RareCandy are not doing this. But it's pretty interesting. Like, I'm glad you got already take a look on the article. I think it was very recently uploaded, like today or something.
Yeah. And also have a two-part question here from Commonwealth and Easy and Crypto. They would like to know, where did the idea for the name RareCandy come from, and how does RareCandy feel about maple syrup?
Maple syrup, like I don't feel anything about this, but RareCandy came from. It's a mix, actually. Like, I guess the original word comes from the Pokemon cassettes, where there was a rare item called RareCandy that if you fed to your Pokemon, they instantly leveled up. And this is kind of how we thought about RareCandy. Like, it should be something when people buy or experience or just join an event, or they get like an airdrop out of nowhere, they level up in their consciousness, like a boom happening, like, bro, I own this thing, or I'm part of this, or I got this cool NFT for free. And this is why we called it RareCandy. And 3D was kind of referring to the virtual domain and everything, like to the metaverse side of things, but also because our I'll be transparent here, like our domain is RareCandy XYZ, which is like RareCandy 3D basically. But yeah, I think the name stands for a lot of different things depending on how you see it. Most of us are like 90s kids, Game Boy kids, so we played the Pokemon. Even many people who come into the projects, they're like, hey man, the name hooked me, like I was playing Pokemon. Also, we are not a project that tries to abuse this term, or like we have nothing related to Pokemon, right? Like, we are not using the Pokemon brand, or we don't release Pokemon related NFTs, but just use the name to refer to kind of like a specific vibe, a specific aesthetic, a specific era of electronic ownership, I guess.
I love that, man. And really looking forward to the tour of the place after the last speaker. But thanks for jumping up on the virtual stage. And honestly, you have nothing to be worried about, man. This is a sick build, and it's a really cool project. So thank you for sharing, and looking forward to the tour in a few minutes after the last speaker.
Thanks a lot.
Cool. So next up, we have Dukes from DecentraFive. Excited for you to introduce your project, your show, what you have cooking, your mission, and with everything. So whenever you're ready, unmute and take it away.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Rez. Thank you guys for having me, and it's a joy. I feel no slight. I feel no slight from Rez. I know he's been busy. with some of his own product and projects and all that going on, which I'm excited about. But great to be with you guys. DecentraFive is basically 5 minutes, 10 questions, 0 edits, and a chance to highlight the innovators, interview the innovators of NFTs and crypto, the metaverse, gaming, dApps, DAOs, fintech, that kind of stuff, and just in a short format, in a way that people can know a little bit more of the who, right? Like we all see the what, whether it's the art or the tech or the different ways that all of this Web3 type of innovation, as people say, is happening. And I just think it's so beautiful to get to honor the who. And so that's really the heart behind what we're trying to do, and get them on, ask them in a very short and fun and silly, but also serious format, to just who they are, what they dig, why they did what they did, and the things that matter to them. And it'll be launching in a YouTube format and in a podcast format. And eventually it'll be fully on chain with D-Social. And so we'll have all 3 of those formats. And then kind of cool, there's someone that's kind of working with me to see if we can even create like crypto voxels, or if it can be on crypto voxels, that would be great. But where we would create an interview space in the metaverse where we can even show up in that way. And so working on that, and open to options for that, obviously. But there's a particular possibility there. But man, it's one of those where I try to even hide myself as much as I can, not to sound, make myself sound humble. That's not what I'm doing, but I'm just saying I'm not even on the video much. I'm really trying to highlight who the people are and show them off, show off the things that matter to them, and just excited about what could be with it. And because we know there's a lot of folks involved in all this, and how do we really get to know who they are and what matters to them?
I love it. And I can vouch, the format's super short, really fun. Jason was talking about the guests that he's already recorded shows for, so I'm like really looking forward to binging a bunch of these episodes back to back. I just feel like the form factor is great. Long form's good too, but a lot of people don't have that time, so excited to get to the heart of who he's interviewing on these shows when it launches. Make sure you follow DecentraFive on Twitter. I'm sure that all the announcements are going to be there, but there definitely is going to be questions, so I'll pass the mic to Show to ask those questions to you, Jason.
Good stuff.
Hey, Jason, what's going on, man?
All good, man. How about you?
Good. With so many talking heads on Twitter Spaces doing the exact same thing in the hopes of increasing their influencer status and followers, how does your format set itself apart from the rest of them?
I mean, first of all, I think we're trying to put it out in both video and audio format, and so I think it gives a little bit of an archived opportunity for people in their own time to go and check it out. I know the audio, obviously, in Twitter Spaces can be archived as well, but so I think that the format of it in that sense, and then the fact that we're not just trying to highlight a project or highlight the thing that they're working on, but more who they are. And then finally, we're really working hard with what I do and the company that I'm with, the Decent Co, that just to try to keep highlighting what's beautiful in the space and what can be done beautifully together. And so we're not very interested in. I hope we have a lot of listeners or views. So I want to be honest and say that, but I'm not interested in ever being labeled an influencer.
You've mentioned the word who a number of times, and I actually want to focus on the what. What is it about people in this space that you like the most?
That's a good question. So far, I'd say 3 things. One, I think most people really do desire community, regardless of the form that takes, but really are looking for a purpose together. And I love that about the people. I love that people in this space, the ones at least that are very committed, that are actually, committed to it long term. They're not just in it for hoping to get something quick and instant out of it. But there's a generosity to them. There's a resolve. There's I want to do something. I don't want to just talk about it. And I love that.
Awesome, man. Well, Jason, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on the virtual stage. If anyone else has any questions for Jason, make sure you drop or tag him in the channel here, and make sure you look out for the launch of DecentraFive and all the good interviews that he's having, especially mine. Just no plug.
That's right. Yeah, yours will be coming out soon, Matt, and the one will be launching later this afternoon too. So be on the lookout for that. We'll do one today and one tomorrow to kind of kick it off. So excited about it.
Cool. And so today is definitely launch day, right? That's the first episode, right? Correct.
Yeah, so this will be the very first episode later today.
Well, dude, make sure you leak that alpha. Who's going to be on there today?
So the one today is going to be Ryan Carson. Some of you know, and he admits he's new to the space, but what I love about Ryan is that he's really trying to honor the people in the space. And so he's on there, and then Molly with Fly Frogs will be our second one tomorrow. So there's the alpha for the first two.
There we go. Always gotta bring the alpha to the whip. But thank you so much.
I love it.
For making that. Thank you so much, Jason, man.
Yeah, appreciate both you guys. Much love to you and Rosa.
So next up, we have Boot with the Lucid Planet project. So whenever you're ready, Boot, unmute and tell us what you're cooking up over there. Looks like you're still...
Sorry, I was on press to talk. I just realized, yep. It's quite early for me. So yeah, I'm getting my head in the game, guys. It's 7:23 a.m. here in Australia. But yeah, thanks for the introduction, and thanks to the speakers who've gone before. It sounds like some super interesting projects. Looking forward to checking those out. But yeah, to give you guys the lay of the land of the Lucid Planet, it's a small scale 650 mint project in collaboration with Paul Malinsky. So he's had some drops on Nifty Gateway, and he's an architectural artist. But I guess the summation of what we're trying to do is to create a project that's, I guess, a collaborative storytelling experience that's part choose your own adventure and part puzzle solving. So, we're getting users to come and join this process of like a non-PFP project where you own essentially a glyph or a hieroglyph, which is part of the language, which is part of this planet, which is kind of mysterious. It has 5 biomes, and each has their own unique lore and kind of a backstory to each of these kind of biomes. And so you get one of these NFTs, and then through snapshot.org, we would set up a storytelling process where you could choose the direction of the narrative going forward. And some of that narrative is coming from us, which is the core team, which will be writing the story. But also we're looking for contributions from the community to this process so that we can really be one of the first projects, or if not the first projects after, say, like 3 to 6 months time, to have written a narrative and a story in collaboration with our community, and they've dictated where it's going. So it's nothing to do with a top-down approach, it's to do with a bottom-up approach, basically. And I guess the idea comes from looking at all of these amazing artists in the NFT space doing one-of-ones. And, I was looking at these pictures with a friend of mine, and he was saying, I really wish that there was a backstory to these kind of pieces. And I thought, well, why can't we create that kind of thing? So I guess that was kind of the seed that planted the idea of the Lucid Planet, and then drawing upon Paul's amazing visual style and his already work around the Lucid Planet conceptually in his head, we were able to sort of craft this together and bring it together over the last 6 months. And we'll be launching on the 12th of March. So yeah, applying the project scale of for a smaller collection, running a team of 6 for 650 mints. So it's a big team for such a small project, but we're looking to really deliver value and deliver an experience to our holders. Yeah. that's pretty much the summation.
Cool. And I know there's going to be questions for this. Big shout out, Paul Malinsky. Produced a couple of collections for him on Nifty Gateway. I just love him, love his art. But show, man, hit boot with those questions.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you going?
Good. I'm a fan of esoteria, mysticism, and mythology, so I like the use of symbols, glyphs, and folklore in your project. What stands out the most to me is the use of so much order and planning in your project. There are a bunch of specific details that are laid out in a nice, neat, and orderly fashion, which I know is intentional because you are ultimately setting people up to engage with the 5 biomes and eventually understanding the language of the symbols / glyphs. You're basically grooming your customer base. What would be the ideal timeline and What would be the ideal timeline and frequency that you would like your project to exist within?
That's a good question. So I think that we're trying to make this accessible for everybody so that, if we're in the attention economy in this day and age, right, whereby you might not be able to commit too much time per week to be part of a project. So we've created, I guess, several layers. I mean, the storytelling collaborative part, you literally need to own just one NFT to vote and choose a direction of that. But if you want to get, and that might take like a minute or 2 minutes to go on Snapshot and click connect and do the vote. But if you want to get into the weeds and do some of the puzzle solving, which is much more in depth because you need to use ciphers and cracking codes that are kind of like even a mathematical level, that might take a much more engaged user to get involved in. So we're trying to cater to all needs. And I guess it's up to our collectors to decide how involved they want to get, but we want it to be for everybody. So you might appreciate the art for the art's sake. You might appreciate the project for the storytelling sake. You might appreciate the project for the code cracking and puzzle solving possibilities. So there should be something for everybody there in that user profile.
Oh, sorry. We also have a question from Hidden Forces. He would like, sorry about that. He would like to know, who are some artists you look to for narrative content inspiration?
I think that, so the narrative is mainly coming from obviously outside of the NFT space. I know that me and Paul are big fans of Ridley Scott. So we have not necessarily all these films, but just in general. So we really dig Prometheus and the idea of like the creator and like this manufactured civilization. So me and Paul have drawn quite a bit of influence from Prometheus, but also I guess a lot of the influence around the glyphs. I mean, that's coming from the Phoenician alphabet. I read a lot of history and philosophy, so there's some inspiration from the Stoics. There's some inspiration from Roman history, and really just kind of like drawing and compiling this like repository of I guess inspiration from all of these kind of like from film, from novels, from literature, and from history, and kind of combining that all and like picking the parts that we mesh with the most and have been applying that to a project for the last 6 months to kind of create that inspiration narrative.
And I think there's one, oh yeah, here, he already got that Fox Yoga. Boom. Awesome. So when I was talking way before, like as this project was being developed, Paul had mentioned like the big overarching story around it. And I was just like, oh my God, I have no idea what you're talking about, Paul. And he was just like, oh shit. Well, I know one of my members of my team will do a better job. So I was always waiting for you to get on the whip to talk about this. So thank you for doing that, man. Really excited for the March 12th release. Make sure you drop all the links in the chat so people can follow and wait for the big announcement. But just want to thank you once more for jumping on the virtual stage here at the WIP booth.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to have the chat today, and I'll chuck those links up now. But yeah, thanks all. Cheers.
Cool. All right, well, that's all in the vein of the speakers. Nice, short, sweet updates. Like we were talking about, make sure everyone starts jumping in World if you aren't already there, so we can take a tour, get some pictures. But I'll pass the mic to Rizzle to kind of lead the rest of the way right now.
Dropping the link. I see Paradox is in here, but I think he's actually like occupied while he's in here. I'm not sure if we want to do a group shot now or if we're going to end up somewhere on the tour. Ross, man, are you going to lead this tour? And I guess the question is, do we do a group shot now, or are we going to end up in a cool place to do a group shot, or should we do like, both?
I'm not sure, guy. That's totally up to you. And the parcel is not big, like as you can see, but at least like we didn't optimize for like taking advantage of the whole place with this big hall. So I'm not sure where would be ideal to get like a group pic. And I am also not sure like what kind of info I should give on the parcel, like what kind of tour in terms of like designs or history, or how should I approach this?
Tell you what, we got let's do a group shot while we got everyone clumped up here. I feel like the DJ booth is like ripe for a group shot, at least like piling around the DJ booth. We got a fake Paradox in the house. Sandy Meows want to be fake Paradox, or if not Sandy, I believe Dragonate's around. We got fake Paradox to direct a group shot here. Sandy, you wanna do this, or how do we want to do this? Give Sandy a chance to unmute. If not, I'll try Dragonate. And if not, we'll have to resort to the never before seen or heard before fake Paradox. How about Dragonate? Dragonate. There we go.
Fake Paradox is really bossy. Wow.
Actually, I just scrolled down to the meme cubes, and like there's an I miss you one like right at the top. Maybe we can all throw up like some I miss you meme cubes for Paradox.
Damn, I never saw these meme cubes before.
Yeah, that was great. Fake Paradox. Fake Paradox was chill because actually, well, fake Paradox was chill because fake Paradox is normally real Dragonate, who's also playing music during the Paradox interlude. So this is a lot to demand from fake Paradox today. Ross, man, we can keep this super like easy and informal. A lot of people here are like OG Crypto Voxels fans, and I'm sure they would love to just hear like just a little bit about the build, man. Like who built it? What you have like hanging up on the wall? Like the significance of any of the stuff you've got going on in here. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, man. We're all just hanging out. So, but yeah, man, it was a. I was here like a week ago, which is sort of how this idea came up, and I was like, dude, this build is cool. We should host the WIP here, and I'm sure our audience would love to just check it out. So, so yeah, man, nothing crazy, but just show us around a little bit and tell us what's going on in here.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Thanks. So the build, basically, this parcel belongs to Boulouage. Also the guy who owns like the Metaverse billboards, he was kind enough to kind of lend it to us for free, so we can build like the crypto voxels parcel. Our previous parcel was I think I don't remember the street. It was like near the shore, and this one belonged to Conlan, who was back then letting us stay there. But he had to kind of, sell the parcel. So we ended up here, and in the beginning, like we weren't sure, like when Sven told us like 9 Hook Street, we were like, I think it's somewhere in Gangnam, but where exactly? And it's like literally like near to the Rose Nexus, near to the subway station, which is like reminded me of the very old days, like when I got involved in crypto voxels. Like I think Rose Nexus was probably the first gallery that hooked me in and got me curious into this whole thing of Web3 metaverses, NFTs, So it's really an honor to be here. And the build itself, like we built it ourselves. We had like we talked with some architects that could potentially like help us out, but unfortunately we weren't able to like to cover the fees, and so we experimented with Magica voxels, imported like a bunch of different stuff like this wood here, or like the tiles, everything from random places or like internet pictures to kind of create this vibe. Most of the neon lights and everything are like transparent GIFs, while this like long neon thingy, I think it's just a line that I stretched, and there is like a lamp behind it, and it looks like this, like when you bake it. When it comes to the art, like all of this stuff are RareCandy releases through our own contract. Like some of the stuff here you can also purchase for the RareCandy token, even though it's not marketed. There are like we have around like 500 holders. It's not like crazy, but we try to distribute like tokens every time we get the chance. So something you mentioned in the beginning, and I'm really ashamed to inform you guys that we didn't manage to create the role link. There's something wrong with their platform. Like we also confirmed with Bradley. So we are unable to create like a new earn code, but if you go upstairs behind the right speaker, there's like a candy, like a candy thingy that still has like, I think it had like 100 or 150 claims. I think it still has like more than half of them. So you can claim some RCDY from there. It's like a shy iced candy, like a voxel stuffed animal or something. So yeah, I don't know, like there are some posters here and there, like the Reworks Agora. It was like a physical event. We were presenting RareCandy NFTs. We're gonna keep the WIP posters, at least for now, like unless we have like something new happening. So we try also to kind of keep a record of people who've been here. We don't have a guest list, I guess, but we try to keep like always like a hint or a small thing, like or a small tattoo from past events. There is like a really nice thing on the upper floor, like as you go up the stairs on the right before going on the roof, there's like this random picture of like a horse that a friend created and said like, imagine like there was like a virtual reality like call service where you call and you talk like with an AI whore or something, or like some hookers come to your party, and we just mess around like with different kind of things. Like these are not NFTs, they're just like random art scattered like in different random places of the parcel. I'm not sure if we're gonna do anything on the roof. Like, I don't think there's much we can do. Like maybe with some bugs and images on top of each other, like something cool can happen. But to be honest, like we don't really, we're not very active. Like maybe we come once a month just to update the catalog. But we don't pay like so much attention to the build. Like as you can see, there are some like Christmas trees still here. So they're snowing outside, from the New Year's events we had. But I think that's fine. Like we're not trying to also to over try hard and show like, hey, there's every day something happening at our parcel. But every time we have the opportunity, we try to hang out here, like change some of the stuff, meet new cool people, take what our neighbors are building. Like there's so many cool stuff happening here. Like every time we join, you just walk around a little bit and you're gonna see like some of the parcels are changing hands. Maybe the new owners try to build something completely different. It's feeling like a real neighborhood,
Dude, very awesome. Appreciate the background of the tour. Dude, I'm trying to find this claim thing. Where is this?
Man, it's it's upstairs behind the. Let me take off the emission thing because I think the emission is killing it. Under the emission, there's
that all the claims are over for it.
Oh yeah. Man, I thought there were like definitely more than half of them. So look what we claimed them all. As soon as Roll fixed, I think we definitely wanted to do this. And to be honest, like we were discussing with Andro and said like we should give like a good portion, on this event because you guys are the OGs. I know it's not much and we don't have like a market value. But you can still like use them to buy some of our NFTs and some of them are physical. Like we have sold a physical record vinyl for RareCandy token. So would be really nice. And no matter what, like we're definitely gonna do this. I'm gonna communicate with Rizzle and we can post it maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if Roll resolves like the issues they're having right now. And would be nice to distribute it. Man, I was pretty sure this candy was full of it. Like, it seems like people are still visiting, this place.
Dude, that's cool. That's a good thing. There's lots of ways to figure this out. Post event, we got people signing the guest book. We got email lists and everything, and addresses.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, we can definitely figure it out.
Nice.
Awesome, man. We'll appreciate you guys letting us host the event here. I know you had like some holiday cleanup to do in short order and came out looking dope, man. And big old party still going on. I think that's just about everything for the week. I know Carolina Duh. Oh wait, it's not everything for the week. Hang on a sec. I know it's Carolina Duh is sending out POAPs as we speak. Via DM. Hang on one second. I'm scrolling through my DMs because I gotta find Johan. So Meme Explorers has another quest with prizes and everything that I'm gonna drop in the chat box here, and we'll sort of kick off this thing. You guys can check it out while Show's doing the afties here. Hang on one sec. And it's like a puzzle thing. So I believe this will go out in a formal announcement if it hasn't already. But that's the code. All these things are key milestones to win. I don't know if Johan's coming up with these things. Like this is like 4 weeks in a row or something like that. That Meme Explorers has provided us with like fairly intricate quests and hunts and things like that. So. Shout out to Johan and Meme Explorers and whoever is pulling these things off because shout out to City Council. Yeah, it's awesome. So here's your homework while Show's doing the after. Oh, this is Archel. If that's what that is, appreciate that, Archel. Yeah. So yes, cool, Archel. The game master from Meme Explorers. So there's your homework while Show's doing the afties and yelling at you about like I can't even imagine. He's got his choice of like a billion topics this week. y'all can work on that. I know there are prizes out there. Shout out to Tracy Morgan. I have no idea what's going on in the chat box. But y'all, thank you all for coming out this week. Another awesome WIP. And with that, I will kick it over to Show for the Afties.
Hey y'all, how's my audio? Am I 2x2 or am I 5x5?
2D5.
Perfect. I know my microphone was a little low earlier. Had to adjust that. All right, y'all. Speaking of things, adjust your speakers, adjust your headphones. Don't leave the voice channel either. just for a moment. Just turn down your headphone volume. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking yeah. Oh, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. WIP fam. WIP fam. I'm going to bring you close. I'm going to bring you close to my bosom. Not so you can suckle it. I'm just going to bring you close and let you in on something. My thoughts, my feelings. This is very intimate, okay? While I was sitting in my magenta and gold bathrobe, sipping my Sumatra dark roast K-cup coffee, half shaven, with herbal essences foam still in my hair yesterday, I was perusing through articles related to crypto, and I stumbled on one that made me spit out my coffee. And it stained everything. I had to take another shower. Again, it was the worst. Actually, that's not true. The truth is, yesterday, I was on the bus, actually last night, coming back home, and I got an alert on my phone from Decrypt and Cointelegraph. And I screamed out. The bus was packed, mind you, and I screamed. I was like, fuck! Packed bus. But no one reacted because it's New York City and it's normal for people to yell. But I was angry because we knew it. We fucking knew it. We fucking knew it. WIP fam, we knew it was going to happen eventually. The laws are old. What defines a security is archaic and does not apply to the innovation that is occurring. What do we know? We knew that the SEC was going to come directly at us. That's what we knew. That's why I said fuck. I was like, what the fuck? Us? Who's us? Us being degens. Crypto users, token holders, NFT creators specifically, in the hopes of stopping scammers like the ICO boom in 2017-18. The SEC has launched an inquiry into NFT creators and whether or not fractionalized NFTs are considered securities. Fuck. The issue is that since the laws around what defines a security was created about 100 years ago, and the Howey test, which determines if something is a security, is flawed and does not account for the current innovation of crypto and DeFi, this is going to hamstring many projects that are creating things without the intention of money laundering or obfuscating the funds from the government. But what I'm most worried about What I'm really alarmed by is the fact that they detailed in the article that I read, while I was sipping K-Cup in my mind, but really on a fucking noisy ass bus, cursing to myself, that they were launching the inquiry because they believe that fractionalized ownership of an NFT or token is the equivalent to having stock. Your piece of the fractionalized NFT equates to receiving funds from ownership. They're saying you create an NFT, right? Either you peg it to what? Like we have projects out there that allow you to put NFTs within NFTs, to split up your NFT, right, in order to provide value in different ways, creative ways, not necessarily monetarily, even if there is a coin pegged to it. Or if you underlay the value of an NFT with a coin, it still doesn't mean that it's going to make you rich. My point being, they kept using the word token instead of NFT repeatedly. There's a difference here. Not knowing the difference between an ERC20 and an ERC721 and loosely throwing around the word token opens up a nest full of issues in regards to, and listen very carefully, social tokens, utility tokens, security tokens, and governance tokens. If they say that owning/holding a social token means that you are held legally liable for all actions associated with the project or community that it is associated with, along with a promise of people receiving funds from ownership of, let's say, a portion of the success of a vault for a DAO, or the project is incentivizing people in order to engage, or it's doing unique ways, the coin is providing access into other forms of things, then we have a major issue here that would cripple everything everyone has worked for. It doesn't mean, you have this, so it's the equivalent of you having a Roth IRA. It's you receiving funds each year. You're making millions each year. That's not tax. Like, they're trying to equate this with things that were created hundreds of years ago. We've seen what the SEC can do on the Senate and congressional level by sneaking in harmful legislation last year that attacks decentralized exchanges, miners, and the like. Their gross misunderstanding of how this new technology in space works will cripple an entire generation. It's like carpet bombing a house. Just because you saw one roach and are afraid of millions of roaches appearing, even though they are not there. A generation that was dealing with the Korean or Vietnam War, or coming off of the economic effects of the last World War, has defined laws for their time in an entirely different century. And those from that generation, or who profited from the generational wealth that those laws enforce, are now attempting to define this generation that has almost zero connection with it, both culturally and intellectually. And to think that this is being done in light of recent events, the spotlight of the SEC getting their asses kicked by lawyers representing Ripple Labs and XRP right now. They lost. They're about it's almost over in that case. It's gonna fucking have crazy effects this spring. They lost. And in the shadow of the war in Eastern Europe, the sanctions aren't working on Russia. Centralized banking is utilizing a powerful weapon called SWIFT that allows them to close off access to centralized funding for Russia that doesn't seem to be stopping them. It's the equivalent of a centralized marketplace or platform that has control over your wallet and can shut down and freeze your wallet. They're doing that in the real world now to an entire sovereign nation. They're trying to implement that. The fact that they can't, they're now trying to find a workaround. Now the SEC is looking at us. Insects in their house, crawling around. They're trying to carpet bomb everything. Welcome to the Afties, y'all. I'm your host, Show. You already know. If you don't know, that was a lot said. Normally, not as much is said during the opening monologue here, but the point is, this is very, very close to home for all of us. This hits at the root. This is suggesting that they can go a step further and attack something that has been keeping this entire space afloat. DeFi and tokens and NFTs and innovation all go hand in hand. By attempting to cripple one thing and silence one thing, they're going to affect other things and then throw on vague labels onto other things. Welcome to the Afties. We had 3 awesome presenters. They were great. They were fun. They were awesome. We love them. Shout out to all of them. This is the part of this event where it's super simple. You have an opinion on what you just heard. Instead of you going off and sharing your opinion somewhere else, share it right here. Share it with us. Phrase it in the form of a hot take. Give us a strong opinion about what you experienced. I will make it even easier for you. This is what we're going to do for each presenter. Or actually for all the presenters. It's fuck, marry, kill time. Fuck, marry, kill. Out of the 3 presenters that we just had, fuck, marry, or kill their project. I'm leaving it open to the entire channel. Which project would you fuck? Which project would you marry? And which project would you kill? Thoughts?
Okay, that's a bit extreme. Before we do that, I wanna do this because we didn't get to hear it. And secondly, in addition to everything you were just talking about to open the Afties, did you know about MetaMask blocking Venezuela?
How?
The service was down in Venezuela. There's a news article about it and everything.
Permanently?
Oh, after people complained, outraged on Twitter and everything, no, they reinstated it.
When did this occur?
Earlier this morning.
Thank you. Fuck, marry, or kill MetaMask.
Option 3 at this point.
Let's leave that aside and focus on. Well, okay, wait, no. The reason why the opening monologue for the Afties was so long is because that these articles coming out are very, very telling. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary on a lot of levels. If you have a social token, social tokens have always been in the gray area. DAOs with tokens pegged to them having vaults or things like that, or having NFTs that back them, right? We've all seen the formula. A brand new DAO, a community is created. They put funds in to purchase a pretty valuable NFT that backs their overall community, that allows them to be able to move and shake and make other things happen. They're trying to say that are these coins being used to crowdfund their businesses? Kind of like having angel investors, having all these things that would make them securities. But in this particular regard, though, some of these things aren't being crowdfunded that way. It will put us in difficult situations. having to explain this to someone who it's not in their best interest to understand you. They're looking to misunderstand you. So by you explaining, right, the difference between an ERC20 and 721, a social token, security token, utility token, right? They're looking for ways to shape your argument in order to benefit them and their argument because it benefits their bottom line. I'm preaching. Is this a Twitter Spaces? I'm dumb all the time. The reason why I'm saying this to everyone is because I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
Press X.
Should I be afraid? Say that again.
To you saying you're dumb, I said press X to doubt.
I'm dumb. And that's why I'm sharing it with people who are smart. Am I wrong in feeling this way? That's why I need fuck, marry, kill for our presenters. I'm dumb about the presenters. I asked them questions and I still don't know what I'm asking. In regards to RareCandy, in regards to DecentraFive, in regards to the Lucid project, fuck, marry, kill. Write it into the general channel or unmute your microphone and share it with me. You know, the Lucid project, you know, it's so mysterious. Don't we like the mysterious person when we're out at the bar, they're sitting in the corner, you send them a little drink or you send them a glass of wine. Mystery is so sexy, and then they're talking in languages you don't understand. But then 6 months down the line in a relationship, you don't understand what they're saying, so you want to kill them. And or better yet, you have them in a bedroom and their body is a symbol, it's a hieroglyph. You're trying to figure out how their body works. So at first, fucking them is like a puzzle. It's like Minesweeper on Windows 3.1. But yet after a while, it's tiresome. It's like Solitaire at one point. Or what about RareCandy? They're so appealing. They look so attractive. They're walking on the street wearing pink. They're wearing hot pink. They're so attractive. So you instantly want to fuck them. But then you're worried a year later into the relationship, you're wondering, wait, can I bring them around my parents? Are they too sweet? If your mom doesn't know what flavor the candy is, she's gonna have some words. Do you have an older mother? She's straight to the point. She'll say, I don't like this. She'll spit out the candy. Mom, I'm trying to marry the candy and you're spitting it out. But you can't kill your mom. So you have to kill RareCandy?
I don't know. Let's ask. Mom, what flavor is the candy? She said sweet.
Get up, boy! Well, Dragonate's mom is sweet, right? She's pretty rare in that regard. See what I did there? My point is, what am I going to do? These life choices, when the government is coming after me, they don't make things simple. They don't keep you in a room. The SEC, Janet Yellen, right, isn't breathing in your face saying, fuck, marry, kill your social token. What are you going to do? It's not that simple. Maybe we can make it a POAP. Maybe I can consult my lawyer, Carolina, and maybe my life will be so much easier, but I can't. Or maybe, right, in the interrogation room, or maybe when I'm walking to a cafe and I'm drinking coffee, right, I'm sitting down and I have a reporter there in the form of DecentraFive, and they're trying to keep questions within 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, just get to the point. Fuck, marry, kill. That's the best way I can answer it. Will I fuck, marry, or kill DecentraFive? I mean, I'm married to a whirlwind relationship that lasts for only 5 minutes. You know, my sex life is shorter than 5 minutes. It's more like 5 seconds. So the fucking aspect of dealing with DecentraFive is super shorter, right? So then I'm sitting at the edge of the bed with DecentraFive still under the sheets sleeping, and I'm contemplating whether or not I want to kill myself for the fact that it lasted for only 5 minutes.
Jesus, that's excessive. You okay?
No, I'm not okay. You haven't noticed? Thoughts?
No,
Thoughts, y'all. Fuck, marry, kill. We had 3 awesome presenters. Let's go. Unmute your microphone.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, long time listener, first time caller. I just wanted to come in and say, hey, I'm going to say I want to marry Dragonate. Hot take, he's probably a better video guy. He's better fake Paradox than the real Paradox. So that's my hot take, and I say marry.
Oh, well, yeah. When's the wedding?
Whenever you want it to be. You're gonna have a Metaverse wedding.
Perfect.
Well, I'm against weddings, so fuck that. I'm gonna kill that idea right now. And your elopement, thank you very much. We can just kill the real Paradox, and we can marry fake and fake fake and fake 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 Paradox. Thank you so much. We had 3 presenters speak to you. Unmute your microphone, y'all. Fuck, marry, or kill. Thoughts, or type it into the general channel. Type it into the channel. I've lost my mind. I got no sleep because of that SEC article in Forbes. Fractionalized NFTs specifically, Gary Gensler, specifically, do you know how hard it is to create code that fractionalizes an NFT, and yet you think that it equates you having a portion of a hedge fund or a fucking no sleep. Hidden Forces, unmute your microphone and say that out loud.
I'm gonna say it to your face, bro. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, say it to my face. Fuck, marry, or kill.
No, I think that about the SEC, I want to know why you think it's not a financial instrument, bro. Fractionalized NFTs are a interest-bearing financial instrument, are they not?
Is that rhetorical?
I mean, in this market, maybe not, but aren't they supposed to be? Isn't that the point?
They're saying that NFT creators, they said NFT creators, not a dev who wrote code in order to fractionalize NFTs, not people who are utilizing said fractionalized NFT in order to provide more interest or money being generated from that fraction, that portion. They said people who are creating NFTs are the culprits, and we're looking into it because
what kind of culprit? What do you mean?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just don't mean I don't know what you mean by culprits. I mean, look, we're going to have to deal with regulation sooner or later, right? I mean, obviously, we don't want a bunch of idiots and dingbats regulating us, but man, surprise, that is who it's going to be. So, you know, writing your Congress people is smart, getting involved is smart, but I think that fractionalized NFTs are financial instruments. So they're going to get taxed somehow.
How do you tax? How do you tax holders of a fractionalized NFT if the holders are anonymous, if a DAO is not a legal entity, if the devs are anonymous?
They're not anonymous, though, are they? I mean, they're a blockchain address, so their anonymity is one thing, that's their privacy, but their identity in the system is designated by that blockchain address, and so it's trackable, it's all traceable, and they just are going to trace it. You know, you're going to get in at one price point, and when you cash out in the future, you know, the first $1 billion punk sale or the first $1 billion Bored Ape sale, people are going to be cashing out, and it's capital gains, right? No, even the DAO's going to pay it somehow. DAOs are people, my friend.
First off, I love the bass in your voice, but and I would marry the bass in your voice. So much sex with the voice, but I would kill you. You know why? Because you're not being true to your name. For someone called Hidden Forces, the fact that you don't know that your identity is not pegged to your wallet address. You know how I know? You can have more than one wallet address that are super anonymous, that have zero ties with any other activity that you have associated with a DAO. A DAO that is not represent, even if it has a wallet address associated with the community, there is no traceable something.
Sure there is. What?
There is not.
Does shit like this. You can trace every one of those wallets back to where the original money that went into them came from. I mean, it's not an easy job. You need an algorithm. You need a very strong computer to do it, but that's not impossible. That's how they're tracing these money launderers from Russia into the United States, etc.
No. Yes, the blockchain is open. You can trace back all activity. The issue is that, well, when these scammers were found, if you know this, you know that they were having a hard time finding many of the scammers. The scammers were either doing things like, they were using what is the best way to explain this? They were telling on themselves one situation, right? Which I would kill, by the way, right? They weren't married to things like Tornado Cash, which mixes up the wallet addresses, which obfuscates the source, which allows you to create exit liquidity in the long run and hide your tracks, right? They were giving the money back and then doxing themselves 3. That's how all these things were happening.
Why were they doxing themselves?
They were afraid.
Of fraud charges? Of criminal charges? What?
Yes.
Well, they should be. I mean, fuck. That's the whole point of the blockchain, right? The original RAND Corporation research into all this stuff was how to maintain the integrity of a database from, individual tampering across database repositories. And so the blockchain, this encrypted system, is the offspring of that. And so it is highly
secure in a lot of ways. And the places that, it's like Signal app or it's like a WhatsApp, like, it's encrypted from point A to point B, but the phone itself can be cracked. And the servers that translate it from point A to point B are attack surfaces. It's the same thing with the blockchain.
I disagree highly.
No?
I disagree highly.
Break it down.
Again, you are not true to your name. You are a hidden force on the blockchain. Sure, there's a digital receipt that shows everything. If you don't dox yourself, you are able to exit. Even if you can choose, there are exchanges out there that allow you to exit to a debit card unrelated to you.
But that
or some form of account that's overseas.
That's debit cards in the banking system somehow. The fiat system, yeah, man. I mean, it's just well tracked. And
I disagree highly. It is not well tracked. Have you ever gone to any municipal office, federal office? Have you seen their desks? Do you know the amount of force that's generated from all of the paperwork that is on their desks? Do you know that your name is hidden in a bunch of paperwork on a wooden desk? On an individual, I don't want to age shame, I don't want to generation shame, but an individual attempting to keep their job at a government agency will pack on so much paperwork onto their desk to make it look like they're busy and never get to you. That is the financial system.
But that's not the financial regulation system. This we're going to have it, man. This like crypto, what the fuck is the word that I'm looking for?
Hidden forces, maybe? Those two words?
Well, no, I'm talking about forensics, crypto forensics. It's how they trace the money outside of the blockchain. It's real, man. It's coming for us, too. And it's like, we got to somehow make friends with these systems or be compromised by them. But we are compromised by them now. It's not a decentralized system. If fucking Gemini, right? Gemini.com, those assholes held my money up, like, quite a bit of ETH for weeks because I had some fake intrusion on my account. And I can turn my account off and on a phone app for Bank of America, okay? And so that's why those motherfuckers are winning and why I'm taking all my ETH off of Gemini, because they suck. So we got to get better, no? Yeah.
Stop asking me questions. Make it rhetorical. I don't know how you think. This is what I want to know. Fuck, marry, or kill the SEC.
No one's gonna speak into that one.
Fuck it.
3.
That's my answer. Fuck it. Fuck it up, rebuild it, take it over, make it work for us. Can't let it work the way it works now. It's corrupt.
The reason why I want everyone to think of fucking, marrying, or killing something is because there is no gray area in regards to securities and projects and their value in ICOs and IPOs. Gray area is what you use to defend yourself in the court of law and what they also use to hurt you. So when it comes to seeing an article that says, hey, NFT creators, right? We need to know what you're doing with tokens. That consists of everyone who is a token holder involved in something. Then it leaves you with the question, what are you willing to fuck, marry, or kill. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through this edition of the Afties. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com. Shout out to all of my homies, the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. Shout out to everybody listening here, and shout out to the WIP fam who come day in and day out. There's a guest list, there's stuff, there's cool shit everywhere. Find it, click it. Much love, and I will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.